part of growing up is figuring out who we are, right? Figuring out where you belong. I think there is a growing need and a growing voice for diverse stories in all of our media. As we as a nation grow more diverse, we want our stories to reflect that. My name is Luen Yang, and I write and draw comic books and graphic novels. For decades and decades, when people thought of comic books, they thought of superheroes, right? But comic books, as a format, can really handle any genre of story that you want to tell through it. It can handle any mood, any depth of information. American Born Chinese is a graphic novel that I did in 2006. It's 3 interweaving storylines, all about the Asian American experience. I did draw pretty heavily on the emotional realities that I went through when I was in junior high. That was when I experienced the most explicit racism. I think I went through a period of time when I didn't want to be Chinese American, when I wanted to fit in with the majority a little bit better. The book resonates really well with children of immigrants. I think people who grow up trying to negotiate between 2 cultures, regardless of what those 2 cultures are, there are commonalities that we've all lived through. Boxers and Saints was by far my most difficult project so far. It's a 500-page graphic novel in 2 volumes, all about the Boxer Rebellion, which is a war that was fought on Chinese soil in the year 1900. The 2 sides of the war were, on one side, it was the Europeans, the Japanese, and the Chinese Christians. And on the other side, it was a ragtag army of these Chinese teenagers out from the farmlands who believed that they could call the Chinese gods down from the skies, and these gods would give them superpowers. The reason why it's in 2 volumes is I couldn't decide who the good guys were. I taught high school computer science for 17 years. I taught at a high school in Oakland, California called Bishop O'Dowd. I would teach in this very visual way, so I do a lot of drawing on the board. And I always thought a lot of these lessons could work well in a comic book format. And that's what Secret Coders is. Secret Coders is a middle grade series that I'm doing with a friend of mine named Mike Holmes. So I'm doing the writing and he's doing the art. And it's both a story about these kids that find a secret school and a graphic novel that teaches kids the basics of computer science. The National Ambassador Program for Young People's Literature was started in 2008. Every ambassador also chooses a platform. And for me, that platform is Reading Without Walls. And by that, I mean, I want kids to explore the world through books. Number 1 is I want them to choose books about people who don't look or live like them. 2, I want them to choose books about topics that they might find difficult or intimidating. And finally, I want them to choose books that are in formats that they don't normally read for fun. I don't know if graphic novels are necessarily better at reaching young people than other forms of literature. I think it's just another tool in the tool set.